Hey guys, it's postboxpat, welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to win in Fortnite, especially within solo squads. Now this gameplay was from a stream which was pretty recently, but before we dig too deep into this video, today's video is sponsored by SQAUDS, which is an up and coming app on the iOS and Android App Store. I highly recommend going to download it, the link is down below in the description. But a quick overview of the game: there is a large collection of heroes to unlock, each with unique abilities and aesthetics, which is absolutely awesome. You can also make a massive fort, which is your base, by preparing traps and spells to defend against upcoming waves of enemies, including online and fort challenge, which is kind of like a campaign type mode. Next up we have the kingdom game mode, which is very unique to Fortnite. It's kind of like a bird's eye view where you can see the battlefield of lots of other kingdoms, and also you can relocate your base, which is absolutely amazing in different environments. Also, you can send your troops out to siege places. For example, here I'm sending my troops out to go for a crystal rush, which gains crystal, which is a resource used in the game. So kingdom mode is absolutely awesome and one of the most unique selling points to this game, and I do really enjoy that. So here I am actually going into the crystal mode. It's absolutely awesome. I really do like it. So what have I made of Fortnite so far? Well, to be honest, it's a very good upcoming mobile game. It's very unique. It has a lot of different features and it is very enjoyable. I've noticed so far that I've actually been doing really well in a few game modes. I've actually leveled up quite well. Here's some old gameplay of me actually starting off earlier on in Fortnite, doing some of the earlier levels. So yeah, get onto it. The link is down below. So the idea of today's video is to show you guys some tips and tricks on how to win in solo squads and also just in general Fortnite games. Now I do want to apologize about the quality of the video. It is going to be at 720 rather than 1080. If you're watching on an iPhone, you're probably not going to notice the difference unless you're using the latest iPhone, because a lot of the iPhones only display in 720 anyway. But let's just talk about exactly what my strategy was in this game. So this was actually on stream just after the event had happened, and I jumped into a solo squad accidentally, which was not intentional at all, but I decided, I may as well play it out for the stream, and usually I don't stream and play games. So this was an interesting concept for me, and I thought, you know what, we're probably not going to win, but we'll give it a shot. And it turns out I did actually end up winning the game. So I want to give you guys some tips and tricks that I used to win this game in a pretty difficult situation against many squads, and it's something you guys can apply to your game. I do apologize about all the things on screen if you're wondering about what's going on here on screen. The thing on the top is my health bar, which I used in stream. I'm going to keep using it in future streams as well. It basically allows you guys to knock down my health bar as you subscribe, and also bottom right is obviously subscriber count, and in the bottom left is the donation tab as well. When you write a donation, it's displayed there, and the donation there is like said with it. So it's awesome, but let me show you guys some tips and tricks that I'm doing in this game. So here right now, I was just kind of chilling at the new location, getting some loot, just taking out a few enemies, what I can. But what I notice is I've got to be able to kind of take my enemies out in the right situation. And it's something you've got to do in a lot of squads games. Now, balloons were pretty new at the time, and to be honest, I really do like balloons. They're a very useful item, especially if you can deploy them in the right situation. So right now, I'm trying to focus on that chug jug, but I know I'm being shot at from a few different angles. So what I'm doing here is I could have easily been shot, but luckily I managed to somehow, do not ask this one guys, somehow I became invincible for a few seconds while I ballooned out of there. And because there was a lot of enemies attacking, basically the guy stopped shooting at me. I was extremely lucky. If them balloons did not activate, or if I was shot then with them balloons, I would have been completely wiped and eliminated right there. So to be honest, in that situation there, this gameplay would have never happened if that guy missed his shots. And at the end of the day, sometimes it comes down to that. If the enemy shots do miss you, that can basically change the entire game. And in that situation, I'll be honest, I was extremely lucky. But right now I'm in a position where I'm trying to get myself in a good situation so I don't get in the way of any enemies. I'm thinking, there might be some enemies in there. Let's just move somewhere more safe to activate this chug jug, because we don't actually want to get killed by activating it. So I'm thinking, a safe option for me is on top of this mountain. So I'm just going to speed up the gameplay a little bit while I use this chug jug and we get to the important part, because obviously at this moment in time it's just the early game, and that's probably what you guys don't really want to see, because to be honest, the early game is very unpredictable in Fortnite unless you know your rotations perfectly and you know exactly where loot spawns. The early game is quite a difficult section of Fortnite Battle Royale if you land it in a populated area like I did, because obviously the location I landed was pretty populated at the time. So in this moment here, I decided to use my hunting rifle. Unfortunately, I didn't aim for the head, and I see the guy escaping with his balloons. I do try hitting him with my AR, and none of the bullets are hitting, but luckily I get it down on him. But then his teammate behind me does start fighting me. Now do consider this is a solo squad game mode, and I did not expect to jump into a solo squad game mode at all. I was very surprised when I actually did it, and to be honest, I've probably never won a solo squad since like season 3, so this to me was an amazing game. So what I did here is escape again using balloons. With squad, you've got to consider on solo, obviously if I'm using balloons, a lot of people would consider like they'd find you and take you out, but you know what, I decided to cancel that balloon because I didn't see the guy approaching me, and I just thought, you know what, I'll drop down and activate the kill if I can. But unfortunately, it didn't look like it was a good idea because I got attacked again by his teammates. So right now I've got my shotgun ready, my heavy shotgun. I'm kind of positioning myself ready for this kill. Just keep outbuilding the guy. He doesn't seem like he's trying to build me at all, build battle at all, and he gets stuck. I take advantage of that. He's completely stuck in that corner right now. I trapped him in the corner with my building. You know what, I don't know why I put a triple trap. I think it was just in case he got out, and I just wasted 3 traps, but it was a guaranteed kill. It was an easy trap kill. So now we're on 3 kills and we're ready to move on forward in the game. So as the game carries on, I noticed that a guy has just glided over me. So I'm thinking, where on earth could that guy be? And because it is the glider ability that allows you to kind of redeploy, which is kind of good and kind of bad. I do personally like it, but I know a lot of people out there don't like it. I think it's an awesome ability for escaping fights and stuff, and it kind of reduces build fights, because to be honest, build fights have got a little bit extreme in Fortnite. Even some of my best people I play with on Fortnite, like Rain and that, saying building is getting just too far now, and to keep up with it you have to spend a lot of time on the game, which is understandable, but it's kind of annoying for people who just like to play the game casually, because generally Fortnite is a casual game and it shouldn't really be for people who want to play it all the time. That's my opinion, but we don't want to talk about that too much because this is a guide video. So yeah, here you can see a guy gliding into me. I kind of just build up really quickly. I'm going to take this guy out as quick as I can, get my shotgun ready again. I'm looking where he could be. Went for a little jump, didn't see him. He's actually got his rocket launcher out, and unfortunately I'm building around him, and he actually manages to kill himself because I used my ability of building. Again, just some simple building, and I end up just placing it in front of him and he shoots and gets himself killed. So technically that was a kill to me, but technically it wasn't because he did kill himself. So I am on 4 kills, but really I'm on 3, if you get what I mean. So now I'm positioning myself in a new position, trying to get into the circle, sticking to the edge because knowing that's where squads aren't going to be. I see a few people glide there, don't get any hits on them, and keeping my awareness, knowing that they're going to be around somewhere. So I kind of look for them, I kind of build up here, try and see if I can see them, end up having a mini build fight with them, and just quickly bail. It's really not really worth watching that because it was just a quick build fight, and I ran away and escaped using these shadow stones, which was really cool. And now they're tracking me down, but consistently grabbing these shadow stones makes them a little bit confused, and I escaped using these shadow stones and ended up going back over there, and basically I just keep running using the shadow stones. It's a really cool strategy, and it's something that I really did enjoy doing because obviously on solo squads you have to play a lot more stealthy if you're guaranteeing the win on solo squads. So you can see I've been going backwards and forwards all over different locations here, trying to pick where I'm going. I ended up picking up some balloons just before as well because obviously my balloons were running a little bit low, so I decided to get some more, and I escaped nicely from a 2 or 3 team. I can't remember the exact number, but it was a pretty good escape, and it was definitely probably one of the best plays that I made in this game. Now, engaging in the right fights on solo squads is key, and on any game mode it's key. You've got to be able to take out the opponents in the right situation. So here I deploy my balloons again. I see a legendary portal fort up here. I have no idea what's going on in this portal fort, but I see another legendary portal fort be deployed above it, and I managed to hop in time straight into it. Now the guy in front of me, I actually come across this guy later on in the game, I believe. I think it's the same guy. I end up shotgun him once and then get him again for 7 damage, which is really unfortunate. And again, I think I get another 7 damage in a minute, a low damage count there. So I've hit him 3 times with this heavy shotgun and still not killed him. Oh, it's not the same guy. Well, it might be actually. I think he does get revived, and I managed to switch to my free burst and take him out. So again, I'm on extremely low health after a really bad fight. Like, it just is a little bit frustrating how bad the shotguns are. I'm checking if I have any campfires, and I don't. I apologize that you guys can't see my inventory, but from what I know, I have a free burst, I have a hunting rifle, some balloons, an RPG, and a heavy shotgun. That's what I'm currently running in my inventory, with a few traps. I think I've just got spike traps and a few freeze traps. No campfire or launch pad at this moment in time. So I'm kind of locking myself on top of this portal fort. This was a little bit risky because I'm just completely standing still, but I was streaming at the time, so I kept reading the chat, so that's probably why I'm standing still in these situations. Usually I'd probably be playing a little bit more stealthy, but I'm just thinking, you know, there's only 19 players left. What's the chance of someone thinking I'm actually up here? And there you go, someone comes straight in behind me, and you know what happens here, guys? I escape again. I don't know what happened to the guy, but he just vanished, and I thought, you know, let's get out of here. Activate them balloons, and I'm straight up to the sky, and the guy doesn't have a clue where I've gone. I think balloons are so awesome for solo squads because you can just maneuver yourself around the map, and because it's squads, people are in tight groups because they're staying with their squad, and if you're on your own, you can just freely fly about, work out where every single squad is, unless maybe, for example, like someone's doing solo squads like me, or all your squads died and there's maybe a duo or a solo because your squad's died. Obviously that's a different case, but I'm just completely chilling, flying around the map with my balloons, just chilling up in the sky up here, really having a fun time, and just deploying a few balloons there and then, kind of going, you know, this is pretty awesome. We've got a load of balloons. We've only got, well, one balloon left now, and we're just trying to glide into a position that's kind of on the edge of the circle, ready to kind of take out the opponents, and it's just so good. Like, positioning myself like this is just very clever, and it's something I really suggest doing, especially using balloons for this on squads. Now on solo, I have been trying using, well, I tried a little bit to use balloons, but it just doesn't work out for me. I kind of just get wrecked on solo a lot, but I noticed on squads they definitely come in handy. Duo, it's a little bit debatable, but I decided to jump straight into the fight here and kind of get myself in an alright position, maybe potentially copying a shield or a slurp. That's what I'm looking for in this situation. I know that the guy's down there, so if I can get a perfect RPG shot off at this guy, I know I was in a perfect situation. So what I do here is I position myself in here. I think the guy actually died, and now I'm using my medkit to heal up after their build. I thought the guy was behind me in the 1v1, but I don't think he is, so I managed to cop a medkit from this, and there's absolute tons of guns in front of me, so I'm thinking, what can I trade here? You can see my weapons on screen. I've still got that free burst. Obviously I'm going to trade that free burst for the SCAR in this situation, so I take the SCAR. I could have took the blue free burst. That's been a debate in Fortnite for a very long time, which gun's actually better. I personally did prefer the blue free burst at the start of the game, but now I feel like the SCAR is definitely a better weapon. It's debatable though. You guys can debate that in the comments. I didn't decide to take the SMG just because I had a heavy shotgun and I was feeling pretty comfortable with the heavy shotgun. But right now, I feel like the heavy shotgun is the way for me. So I ended up going up into the sky again using my balloons, trying to position myself a little bit better. And there we are. We have a triple legendary porta fort on my left, which is insane for a squads game. And luckily enough, I did find some balloons before, so I'm back at it again with them balloons. And it's funny that I'm playing as a clown because it kind of reminds me of that scary film. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it, but you guys know it. So I'm now doing a floss over here. I have no idea why. I think I'm just trying to do this challenge and show some subscribers that it's cool doing the floss. I don't know what I was doing right there, guys, but it's really not. But we're kind of just camping around on this island, knowing that there's only 12 players left. I've got 5 kills technically, and I've done pretty well to escape quite a few build fights, battles, and a few of my downs actually got revved. I think the guy earlier on that I downed, I actually ended up coming against him at the end of the game, I'm pretty sure. The same guy, because he actually escaped on the porta fort. I see these bushes here. I have no idea what these guys are doing, and I still don't have any shield, but I feel pretty confident with the SCAR and the heavy shotgun I've got. So what I do here is I actually decide to go behind them using my balloons, try and scout them out, see if anyone's in this like porta fort. Just trying to position myself. They've seemed to disappear. I'm trying to get behind the enemies though, using the porta fort to my advantage. And I see some guy building around here. I have no idea what he's doing. Decides to fire a rocket in there. He just doesn't see it coming. It's a very useful rocket, but unfortunately that heavy shotgun from me there wasn't a good shot at all. I wish I didn't really shoot that heavy shotgun because it only did about 32 damage. The rocket did about 120. The guy's on about 50 HP, so I'm trying to get the finish on him, but I just can't get my last shot off, and unfortunately I glitch out on these kind of launch pads. It could have been a very easy kill that, but I ended up using the heavy shotgun rather than the SCAR, which was kind of annoying in that situation. But you know, I can try and still get the down. I get another 30 damage on the same guy. They just keep getting damage to them. They're just knocked down in. That might have been a different one actually. I can't make out exactly if that was the same one. I'm not too sure if they were the same skin. But it's so fast paced, you just don't know what's going on. I can see this guy here. Too risky to shoot a rocket launcher in that situation, so that's why I didn't shoot it. I was very tempted to doing it, but I really wanted to win this game, so simply I just decided to glide away, which seems very cowardly, but I near enough beat 2 people in that situation then, and it was just a little bit unfortunate that the heavy shotgun didn't do the damage I intended it to do. I can see the guy's trying to chase me down. He knows where I am. He knows I'm behind this tree, and then luckily enough, I get the actual shot off him with the SCAR, and then someone finishes him off. So that was a very lucky kill there for me, and now I position myself in a better position to use this med kit and be ready for the fight. So you can see there the live sub count is going up as I do better in the game, which was just hilarious. It was just just an awesome game. I've still got my pumpkin launcher, my RPG. Obviously, this is just as Fortnite Modes was ending. It was like a few days, well, it was Fortnite Modes ending. It was a few games after Fortnite Modes ended, and now I'm being pushed from up there. So I'm using my balloons to get away again, trying to get behind trees and stuff so they can't see me activate my balloons, which is a very clever tactic. Again, if I get spotted, I'm probably done for, but luckily enough, I wasn't spotted, and now I'm still in the circle on the edge. I can see people having a build fight. Luckily enough, my balloons have managed to make me escape the fight once again, taking balloons to a next level right here in this game, and I'm running on 6 kills technically, so I'm doing pretty well with a lot of assists and a lot of damage to players. And to be honest, this is probably one of my best Fortnite games I've had in a very long time. And it was funny enough, it was on stream. I will link down the stream down below for you guys, below the sponsor, if you guys want to check it out, which is really cool. It's really worth checking out that stream if you guys have got some free time for that. But you can see me here positioning myself on the edge of the circle now, trying to get as close as I can to the next high ground, because now I believe I'm completely out of balloons. So this is not too good for me. Well, I only have a few balloons left, if I have any left. So I'm trying to get on the edge of this mountain because I know it's in the circle. It gives me a bunch of height, which is very clever from me while they're all fighting out. There's still 7 opponents left, 8 players. It's ticking down a little bit, but now I know I can get myself a decent height advantage, build around me, and kind of position myself ready to take out a few opponents. I've got a few rockets as well. I've got 2 rockets left. That rocket there was a little bit of a waste. Now I've only got 1 rocket, and in this situation I'm a little bit nervous. So I'm going to start shooting a few scar shots off as they begin to move towards me. There's only 6 enemies left. Obviously it's going to be a few different teams, maybe 2 different teams. I wasn't 100% sure. I can see people trying to get towards my mountain. I see another down there in the description. It looks like they're having a fight over there, and I'm in a pretty good position to kind of be able to take out the enemies. So I've got to keep the height. Again, I'm shooting at these opponents here, getting some awesome shots off. I'm getting so much damage and so many assists in this game just from positioning myself in the right position. It's all about circle positioning. Fortnite always has, and it's something I want to kind of just, I don't know, like express so much. I need people to understand that circle positioning can win you any game if you do it correctly. So many people just love playing aggressively all the time, but getting that positioning right, even not being the best builder, will help you guys a lot. So here I'm just building up as high as I can, as quickly as I can, to be able to take advantage of the glide redeploy, because I need to get back into the circle as quickly as I can. So I'm building up with the materials I do have. Again, I've got a decent height here. I'm trying to take some shots off at the enemies. A 54 damage on the shield, which is a very good shot. Again, suppressing more and more on these enemies. I've just got to keep suppressing as much as I can to try and get the victory royale. I know I'm very close from winning now. There was only 2 enemies left. I waited them out. If I just keep suppressing, I know I can get a win, but unfortunately it looks like I've got to glide towards the circle. However, I don't have to actually go into the circle yet. I'm still keeping the height on the mountain. I see them building around there. Again, shooting one, luckily enough, and taking him out with my scar. His wooden structure didn't build fully, and now I'm kind of getting down to the low ground, so I'm going to have to challenge the guy. I know that he's going to be behind me somewhere. I can see him building up, so what I do is I build up really quickly. Unfortunately, there's only 1 player left right now, and again, I'm not the best at build battles, especially being on stream. I felt really nervous right here, but the guy didn't really know where I went, so I was luckily enough to be able to get myself in a decent position. I know he's up there somewhere, so I decided to kind of counter push him up here, and again, building up towards him to get a little bit of height on him. It looks like he traps me in a little bit there. I see him building there, and I see the circle closing even more, so now I've got to react even quicker to understand what's going on with the mechanics with this build fight. For some reason, he drops right underneath me. I don't think he expected me to be there, and this guy was a pretty good player, and now I can glide down like this. I see the guy over there, switch to my scar, get a few shots off, and luckily managed to hit him due to the terrain that he landed in. A very lucky win at the end, but it shows how positioning can get you in them situations to get them easy wins. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Go and support me as a creator at postboxpat. If you're new around here, stick around for daily Fortnite content. I produce a wide range of Fortnite content, from tips, tricks, all sorts of stuff relating to storyline content and upcoming map changes, so I do recommend sticking around for my content. I've kind of backed off the tips and tricks a little bit and focused more on storyline content and more of like map changes, but I will still produce now and then tips and tricks videos like this one. Also guys, don't forget to go and check out Fortstars, which is down below in the description. I highly recommend going to check out that app. It is really awesome. It's a really awesome game. Go and try it out and come back to this video and leave a comment of what you think, or tweet me at postboxpat and tell me how you're doing on Fortstars. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and once again, this is postboxpat signing out.